I feel like I'm in the liminal space between childhood and adulthood, the weird in-between state of girlhood and womanhood. I don't know whether I'm a girl or a woman. I don't know whether to sit at the kids' table or the adults' table. I look in the mirror and see a stranger staring back. It's not the face of the child I used to be, but not quite the grown-up woman I envisioned when I was younger. I feel too young to be considered wise, too old to be considered naive. People joke that I'm closer to having a kid than to being a kid. I wonder if I'm desperately holding on to my childhood innocence, or if I've already lost it. I feel like I'm closer to running home from school with my brother than to driving a car. I feel like there are children who look up to me, but I feel like a child myself. There are unused glitter stickers from my childhood in between my university folders. I'm not ready to say goodbye to my childhood yet, but I'm not ready to say hello to adulthood either. I feel like I have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, like I'm both wanting to grow up and wanting to be stuck in perpetual childhood all at the same time. I have not fully crossed over into the world of adulthood, but I know I cannot truly go back to being a child again. I feel stuck in between, suspended in time, afraid to attach myself to either of the worlds. Sometimes, I wonder if this is a pathetic attempt I'm making at holding on to the last threads of childhood. I feel like an imposter, a fraud, a child in an adult's body. Like everyone else my age has already boarded the train of adulthood and I've somehow missed it. Am I already an adult? Is it too late already? Have I missed the farewell party? Has everyone already said their goodbyes to their childhood? I want to be young again. I want to know nothing about the world. I want to grow up. I still feel like a child. I still feel like the girl who wants to hug her mum every night before she goes to sleep. And I feel like an imposter, a fraud, a child in an adult's body, holding on to the last remaining threads of childhood. But something tells me I don't have much longer, that I will soon need to board the train as well. Something tells me that the clock has already struck 12, that the door has already closed behind me, that the past I remember does not exist anymore, that I am not a child anymore. But I'm not ready to let go yet. Not now. Not yet. So for now, I'm in this liminal space, drifting, floating, not knowing whether I should call myself a child or an adult, a girl or a woman. And usually, with all the different things I think about, I prefer to reach some eye-opening, groundbreaking conclusion in order to feel some sort of comfort or closure. But about this liminal space, I've decided that I will simply observe. I will simply sit with it and embrace this stage of my life, acknowledging that this is a fleeting, transitory period. And I will enjoy the fact that I get the best of both worlds. Yes, sometimes it feels like I'm in no man's land, out of place and drifting. But other times, it feels like I have two homes. So perhaps this extremely short, temporary period of my life is the ideal state to be in. A fleeting and ephemeral few years of my life where I get to be at the edge of both childhood and adulthood. The threshold. And I will relish these short few years where I'm able to enjoy both of these two worlds. I must soon bid my farewell and exit the doors of childhood and girlhood. And I must finally muster up the courage to open the doors of adulthood and womanhood. I will wave goodbye to my childhood, to the group I have belonged until now, a time that is slowly turning into a misty, hazy blur of laughter and joy. And I look forward to the future of adulthood, facing the group that is distant but slowly approaching, A time that I can guess feels like a world of promises and love and people waiting for me at tables I've yet to see. And I love both so dearly. And yes, I'm still scared of the day that I will realize I am a woman. I know that I will dearly miss my childhood, that I will mourn my girlhood, even more than I do now. But for now, I must cherish this gift I've been given, the liminal space between childhood and adulthood, where girlhood is still close to my heart and familiar enough for me to feel its fading warmth, where womanhood is starting to call to me, inviting me into its kindness and excitement. And in this in-between stage, I realize that there is no need for me to feel like I'm drifting, like I do not belong. Because I do belong. I belong to both worlds, and I will belong to both forever.